Have we talked about solids yet already this year? Yeah, you can actually find this in section 1.5. We reviewed some solids in that section. And here's the solids that we talked about. We talked about prisms, pyramid, cylinders, cones, and then we also talked about sphere. Okay, so here's the solids that we're going to review. Okay, so a prism has how many bases? And what shape are the bases? What type of shape? Can they have curved surfaces? Do you remember what type of figure is no curved surface? Okay, so the bases are polygons. Okay, and not only are they polygons, but they are parallel and congruent polygons. Okay, now these polygon bases are connected to each other by lateral faces that are parallelograms. Okay, and for the most part, what we're going to be dealing with are right prisms. And so not only are they parallelograms, more specifically, they will be rectangles. And so really, pretty much all the prisms that we're going to talk about in this chapter will have rectangular lateral faces. Okay, so here would be an example. Okay, if you have a triangular base, a parallel and congruent triangular base that are connected by rectangles, then you're dealing with a prism. When you name a prism, prisms are named by the shape of their base. So this would be a triangular prism. Okay, and as far as these are concerned, capital B's will be used to represent the base of a solid, okay, or the area of the base of a solid. Capital H will be used to represent the height of a solid. So the height of a prism, capital H, is going to be the distance, the perpendicular distance between the two bases. Okay, so let's look at some other types of prisms. You can have a rectangular prism. Again, the faces are rectangles connected by rectangular lateral faces. You can have a pentagonal prism. The bases are pentagons. They're connected by rectangular lateral faces. Okay, in all of these cases, the perpendicular between the two bases is your height. And now, would this be an example of a prism? Do you have any parallel and congruent polygons connected by rectangles? Yeah. This shape and this shape, parallel and congruent, they're connected by rectangles. And so it's possible, remember the base do not have to be top and bottom. They can be left and right, front or back. As long as they fit this condition, they are parallel and congruent and connected by parallelogram or rectangular faces. The height is still the perpendicular distance between the two parallel and congruent bases. Okay, when we look at a pyramid will differ slightly. How many bases will a pyramid have? One base. And that is also a polygon. And that polygon is connected to a single vertex with lateral faces. That are what shape? In this case, they are triangles. Okay. So when you're looking at a pyramid, again, if we take a triangular base, connect it to a single vertex with all triangular lateral faces, you have a pyramid. We can take a rectangle base, connect it to one common vertex with triangular faces. That would be an example of a rectangular pyramid. Again, these are named by the shape of their base. This common point, once again, is called the vertex. And the height of a prism is a perpendicular distance from the vertex to the base. So again, even if we turn it on its side, we still have one base connected to a single vertex. Therefore, it's a pyramid. And if we have this perpendicular distance from the vertex to the opposite base, or to the base, that's still considered our height for that figure, or for that solid. Okay. As far as a cylinder goes, what shape is the base of a cylinder? Okay, so it's two parallel and congruent bases that are circles. And these are connected by a curved rectangle. Remember, when we looked at these before, you have your circular bases. The measure on the base that you have to be careful of or be aware of is the radius of that circular base. And if you were to cut this cylinder right down that height, again the perpendicular distance between the two bases, and then you unrolled that, when you unrolled it, it would be a rectangle that's just curved around that circular base. A cone, on the other hand, is similar to the pyramid in that it has one single base. It's also a circle. And that circle is connected to one single vertex. Okay, so if you have a circular base connected to one vertex, you're looking at a cone. Once again, the cone will have a height that's the perpendicular distance from the vertex to that base. The final solid that you need to be aware of is a sphere. Sphere is defined as the set of all points located a given distance from a fixed point. And when you look at this, the given distance is called the radius. The fixed point is called the center. And so your sphere is just a given fixed point. It's usually represented with a curved line to represent the ring of the ring around the three-dimensional measure of that sphere. And then the radius is just the distance from its center to any point along the sphere. Okay, so remember how this differs from the definition of a circle. A circle is the set of all coplanar points a given distance from a fixed point. A sphere is the set of all points, and coplanar and non-coplanar.